Good morning, everyone, and welcome to this day. It is the first day of February, although by the weather you would think it is the middle of summer, right? I'll tell you all about that in just a moment. On our show today, we're going to bring you a segment with Brad Hudson that our new host here, Lisa Hart, you'll meet her in just a minute, sat down with him and has an interview with Brad. Then from the Saddleback Emeritus Institute, Allison Lurich is on, and she is doing a program and an instruction on brain health, so we'll find out about that. Then from Laguna Health and Wellness, we have a couple guests, and you'll find all about what they offer. They are just right down the street, Laguna Health and Wellness Center. And then Jen will be here giving you all the latest headlines from the globe. Now, as far as meetings go today, there are two, and the first one is happening at its third landscape meeting and tour, and that starts in the boardroom at 9 o'clock. Then they hop on a bus and tour around to see all the landscape areas in third. Then the towers, if you live over there at 10 o'clock, they have their agenda prep meeting in their conference room. Now let's get to the weather, and same thing, it's just going to continue, folks, all the way into next week. This upper 70s, even low 80s weather throughout Orange County. It's going to be happening, as I said, really all the way into next week. There's a big high pressure system. There's a ridge that is going way north to us. Really, it extends up more around Oregon, and therefore all this warmth is staying here. Now, we could get a few clouds here and there, and that's simply because of the way this is spinning. It's bringing some a little bit of onshore moisture with it. In fact, as we get into moisture, meaning humidity, as we get into Monday and Tuesday, more into next week, we're going to see that humidity increase. But I've got some scattered clouds over the next few days. Really, that's just going to depend. As you saw, I think it was 2 days ago, we had a good amount of clouds in the morning, and then it just cleared up as we got into the evening. So, and that was the night, it was perfect because we got to see that supermoon that evening. So that's how it's going to be over the next several days, kind of in and out as far as the morning marine layer. But other than that, we're just hovering right around upper 70s, 80 degrees, and overnights are in the mid 50s. Just going to continue. So if anything, we would like to get some rain, but enjoy this weather as we make our way into February. Now I'd like to introduce Lisa Hart. Lisa is joining our team here, and come on in, Lisa. Great to have you here today.
Thank you.
And,
thank you. Hello.
So first of all, tell me a little about yourself. I understand that you were doing a program that was seen on Cox Channel 3, right?
Yes, it's called Discover Orange County, and I think you still can see some reruns. We used to go around Orange County and also Southern California to find all different types of things that are going on. Fun things to do, like going behind the scenes at Angels Stadium. My co-host Bobby Bridge, it was very fun, and we got to be treated like the VIP. So a lot of fun things. Well,
great. Well, I'm glad that you are joining us, and I know that you've already started something. You did this segment with Brad we're going to show in just a moment. You pre-taped that yesterday, and here's a little bit in the background of some of the stuff that you did. When did you do the one with the Angels here?
Oh, it's been a few years, but it was super fun, and it took us quite a few times to actually get out there and do it because they let me in the locker room, and usually nobody gets to go in the locker room.
Yeah.
So I got to go in the locker room. It was super fun. But you can always see those clips too on YouTube.
Yeah, very good. And I know you're going to be doing a lot of things with us here.
Yes.
So today, Lisa's going to be, as I said, she already pre-taped a segment with Brad. There you're going to see then she's going to be sitting down with a couple guests from the Laguna Health and Wellness Center, and obviously you'll be seeing a lot more of her. So glad you're here.
Thank
really.
you. Very excited.
All right, and well, Lisa will be back in a moment sitting down with Brad, and then I'll see you in a little bit.
It's time to go back to the 50s with the one and only Pat Boone. Join us for a very special evening, Wednesday, February 14th in the Performing Arts Center. Hear your favorite hits like Ain't That a Shame and I Almost Lost My Mind. With 5 decades of recording history in the books, Pat Boone remains one of the top 10 recording artists of all time. Tickets are $18 and $25 at the box office. A very special evening with Pat Boone, Wednesday, February 14th, only in Laguna Woods Village.
There we go.
In 2017, you've probably noticed that throughout the village there have been many improvements, and there's also plans for new improvements in 2018. I have Brad Hudson, CEO of Village Management Services, with us today to give us an update.
Well,
Hi.
thank you. Nice to be here, Lisa. I was here a couple of weeks ago, and we talked about kind of closing out the year. I want to continue that by talking about how we closed out the year financially.
Okay.
We just closed the books yesterday, and so I have the most recent up-to-date data on our financial performance for last year.
Fantastic.
So excited about that.
Okay.
Everyone knows we did a bunch of projects. We fixed literally thousands of things around the village and have plans for many, many more this year. But I think some residents will be surprised at how we did financially.
Well, good. Well, let's take a look at that.
Well, here we go. We've got some numbers here. Maybe they can switch to the big slide. But you can see that overall, our fund balances have increased. Our reserve funds are up by $5 million. Our contingency funds are up $1 million. And our facilities fees funds are up almost $3 million. So overall, we're up, well, almost $4.5 million from the end of last year.
Wow.
So even though we spent money on all these improvements, we have more money in the bank.
Well, how'd you do that?
Well, you know what? We were very careful. We negotiated toughly. We bid projects out. We got rid of vendors who weren't performing to our standards.
Okay.
And we did a lot of stuff in-house with our own workforce. So
Great.
it was a combination of things. I think we've gained a lot of efficiencies in terms of using technology. There's just a number of things that we've put into place that make us much, much more competitive when we go out and look for folks to do work.
Sounds good. Sounds like you're looking out for everybody.
We are. You know, there's a lot of things that need to be fixed here. There's been a lot of deferred maintenance over the years, and so we got to do that, but also be mindful that residents have a thin tolerance for assessment increases, and so we want to do everything we can to put downward pressure on assessments while at the same time making the improvements that our villagers expect.
Right. Right. Fantastic. And you brought some pictures for us, right?
Well, I want to talk about, because you know there's a misperception, just like there was an article in the Globe the other day that said, well, they're spending us into bankruptcy. No, quite the opposite. I just showed you the numbers from the year-end books for last year. We actually have more money in the bank now than we did at the end of 2016.
Right.
And so same thing here. You hear, wow, they're doing these Taj Mahal projects. Well, not really. There aren't really any Taj Mahal projects here. What there is a bunch of maintenance. Fixing things that have not been fixed before. So I have a whole bunch of pictures here. Let's see what we're starting with. Oh, this isn't one I showed, but this is a good example of dry rot that exists throughout the village.
Right.
In manors, in clubhouses, pretty much everywhere. I think in the past, the practice was just to patch it up, paint over it, and don't look at it until you come back again and fix it in 5 years.
Right.
What we're doing now is really taking out infected wood, and then we're replacing it either with non-wood materials. Oh, look at this. Non-wood materials or specially treated wood that is not susceptible to this. So removing this from the structure is very important. This is a garden villa here. You can see this is a significant structural element, and this is in Third, but we also have similar problems in United as well. We don't have quite the same level of dry rot in GRF facilities for a number of reasons, but this is pretty representative of what we're doing, and we have probably $3 or $4 million in next year's budget just to do that. Here's what it looks like at the end of the day.
Oh, it looks a lot better.
That, but we have many more of these we're working on.
Right.
And so we anticipate that to continue for a number of years as we address these dry rot problems.
You know, I want to go back to something that you said about the non-wood materials. Give me an example of what kind of materials you use.
Well, we use various plastics and other sort of artificial materials, say on a fascia board, on a roof, or exterior architectural features to get the wood out, which is susceptible
Right.
to dry rot, and get other materials that look like wood but don't have the same proclivity for infestation.
That's right. I think I've seen some of those in decks now too.
Yes, the same material. Usually you see it in park benches and everything else, or you know, either recycled material or other artificially created material that works much better, particularly in an environment that's susceptible to dry rot.
Great, great.
So what
All
else do we have here?
What else do you got?
Oh,
Trees.
God, I love this one. So you don't hear much about this, but we have one of the best urban forests in the entire country. It's unbelievable. But you can see this tree here is pretty big, and it's pretty close to that house there.
Right.
And so when you go inside,
Oops.
oh, gee whiz, there's a little root in the living room.
That's a problem.
Yes, so we had to remove the slab in the living room and a bedroom and part of the kitchen. And this isn't the only one. I think there's some more. Oh, there's one coming under the wall.
Oh, my.
And so this really was very disruptive, not only for this resident, of course, but neighbors too, as you're jackhammering the slab away. So it was a pretty big tree. It caused a lot of problems. We're still working on this one. I was just at this house, I want to say on Tuesday, yesterday morning.
Looking good?
And I took some pictures. These are the pictures I took.
Oh, that's them. Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so we run into this quite a bit, and I always share this because, you know, we run into these a lot. It's expensive to fix, obviously.
Right.
And then also residents and board members and staff are very reluctant to remove trees. And I think at some point we're going to have to make some decisions about how close to somebody's house do you want a giant tree like this and start pulling them back a little bit.
Right.
So it's not something there's a policy on yet, but it's something we should consider because we're getting a lot of these.
Sure.
And it's a big workload for our staff.
Right.
It's a policy issue for the boards, and then of course the residents in the area are inconvenienced by either a lot of loud noise or having to stay in a hotel for a week or two.
Well, right.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of trees as you're mentioning, and you're going to have to
Well, there's
just do case by case.
35,000 of them,
That's a
and
lot of
most of them
trees.
were planted 50 years ago and are
Oh,
pretty
wow.
good size.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, very
Great.
good. What else?
Well, this is the remainder. Not only there's where the tree was, but we had to tear out all the sidewalks, and it damaged the gutter and a number of other things around there. So this just shows the area cleared out.
Sure.
We can go on to the next picture.
Okay.
And then here, we're doing quite a bit of this, and this is kind of a work in process. We used to have a lot of these tar roofs around here. They don't have a very good lifespan, probably 10 to 15 years. They leak a lot, and they absorb a lot of heat.
Oh, yeah.
And so we're eliminating the tar roofs, and we're going with PVC cool roofs. And here you can see this is actually in process, and that's what it looks like at the end of the day. Reflects a lot of heat, saves both the residents and the mutual a lot of energy. And so this is something we've started recently, and it works very, very well. And these roofs last 20 years.
And is that something generally that you use on a complex that has a large space as opposed to
Flat
regular
roof.
tile? Oh,
Flat
a
roof.
flat roof. Oh, I see.
Flat roof,
Okay.
yeah, mostly flat roofs.
Got it.
Yep. So we're doing a lot of roofs throughout the village, both at clubhouses, in manors, and then as part of that, we do a lot of dry rot remediation as well. So whether it's prior to paint or roofs, we really do a lot of that.
Okay.
Now this is
Inside.
this is a rec room in a garden villa, and the garden villas are unique, 27-unit, 3-story architectural buildings that have a lot of interesting features, and they're fairly complex. Yeah, they have mail rooms and laundry rooms and rec rooms, and they just haven't been maintained over the years very well. And so we made a real strong effort last year. This shows one of the rec rooms that we redid the kitchen in.
Okay.
But we're also attacking other areas, elevators, lobbies, mail rooms, and really trying to update these facilities. There's quite a few of these between the garden villas and the LH21s. There's somewhere around 80 buildings that need some level of updating. I think there's around 53 garden villas that have the most complex and intricate architectural detail that really needs a lot of updating.
That's a work in progress, right?
Right.
Over
Now
time.
I showed this. This is probably one of the bigger programs we're working on right now, and here you see a waste line And on the left there, it's our left probably, well, it's their left too. You can see that line is probably not very functional.
Right.
And then here we go ahead and put the epoxy lining in, and you have that is smooth as glass. It will not get clogged up. You know, once you have the proper slope and gravity, that will perform very well for many, many years. And so we're doing a lot of that this year, both in United and Third, multi-million dollars worth. It's going to have a huge impact on the lives of our residents, because nothing worse than having a big sewage backup. You're going to be out of the manor. We're going to have a bunch of dry down machines there. You might have to replace carpet and other things. It is terribly disruptive to our residents. And so anything that I can do to help that, and the boards can do, we're doing. One of the things we did in conjunction with this is to bring on weekend plumbing staff. And so if we have staff here, if you have weekend plumbing issues, we're not going to ask a security officer to evaluate whether it needs immediate service. We're going to bring a plumber in, whether either ours who are on staff or our on-call plumbers, to address that issue right then, so we don't end up with a waste backup or other moisture issue that will inconvenience our resident. So
very good. And that's going to last a lot longer than the old ones, right?
Oh yeah, that'll last a long time.
Perfect.
Really long time.
Great, great.
So that's a big project. What else we got going here? Well, now I'm moving into GRF facility. Those were kind of mutual programs, really dry rot, a lot of the waste work, the PVC roofs. We're doing a lot of prior to paint dry rot remediation as well. That's mainly in United and Third. But we have a lot of issues of deferred maintenance in GR facilities as well. Now this is Clubhouse 4 here.
Okay.
And believe it or not, this building's almost 50 years old. And we just tenanted it for termites for the very first time in its whole life. And you can see it's a wood building.
Right.
And so we've done that. And here you can see we've painted a lot of the external features here, removed dry rot. We're continuing that this year. We started last year. You can see the pool solar there in the upper left-hand corner.
Great.
So that's a wonderful addition. We can keep that pool heated almost for free.
Right.
It's a really wonderful investment for the community, and we were very, very pleased that the GRF board authorized us to do that. I think I have some other Clubhouse 4 pictures here. Yeah, you can see some of the problems up there on that parapet wall there, where you've got some dry rot going on, and so we're just in here cleaning this clubhouse up. We'll remove dry rot and then go ahead and paint and seal properly. We're also doing these deckings around the pool are pretty old. You can see they've been kind of pulled up there, but we're redoing those. And then I think the next one is actually the pool itself.
I was just over there.
Did you see that?
Yeah, earlier this week I was there, and they were working hard.
So yeah, we're gonna do a lot of cleanup and replastering there. And this is a pretty popular pool, and gets a lot of activity, and so we want to make sure it's maintained in tip-top shape.
Perfect.
So
that's great.
A lot of work going on at Clubhouse 4. There might be one more picture there. Seemed like there was
I guess that's all we have.
I thought there was a picture of the old bridge room. Oh, here, look at this.
Well, here's that.
Boy, you got to love this. This is the gatehouse at Gate 12, leading to the golf course and to lawn bowling, Clubhouse 2, other amenities that are in the area. And as you can see, it has seen better days. And so we're going to, what we had been doing is spending about $500,000 to replace these. And I stopped that program immediately when I got here. And so it costs about $20,000 to rehab one of these.
Oh.
And we have a bunch of them.
Yeah.
And so it's a huge savings for the community.
Absolutely.
We can make them very functional. Again, now I
this
kind of like this.
Whose bathroom
This is
that?
perfect. You can leave this here. See, you can sit on the bathroom and get a drink out of the drinking fountain at the same time. Actually, if you knew the size of this, you can also look out the front window and work the controls on the computer too.
Isn't that about the size of an airplane bathroom about now?
It's a one-stop shop. So we're gonna,
and you
can warm up a burrito too while you're at it. So we're going to change this a little bit and just spruce it up, doll it up a little bit, make it more efficient. I mean, some of these things are trip hazards, and it's just not super functional, but we'll get that cleaned up. We have a bunch of other ones to do too. I don't know if we have other pictures of gatehouses, but I know we have to
There's some plumbing.
We have to do 9, wait a minute, 10, 11, 12. There's a number of them we have to do. I think there's 3 or 4 left.
Okay.
So of gatehouses, and again, we're not spending the $500,000 a pop plus.
Right.
We're spending 20 grand, and we're gonna get them. And then we also put the technology for the new gate arms in at the same time.
Right.
So that's a nice feature as well. So they're cleaned up. The new technology's in, the dwelling live system, and then we come in right behind that with the gate arms and the RFID stickers to protect our community.
Right, perfect.
So, yeah, it's good.
It's good. You got some more?
Well, now, again, we're doing this at most of the pools. This is kind of a work in progress here where we're just changing out a lot of the pool equipment. And some of this is very, very old and dysfunctional. One of the most popular guys that we have is our pool maintenance supervisors. And I mean, this guy's all over the place. And he is very busy trying to maintain some of this very old equipment, and so I'm trying to help him out a little bit, and let's update and upgrade to more efficient, better equipment, and have these pools up and running all the time.
Well, even some energy efficiency too, right?
Well, this is more on the cleaning side,
Okay.
but there is some efficiency involved, particularly on the heating boiler side.
Right.
Now with the pool solar, we use less of the boiler and heating, so that's better. But just trying to make sure that you have the right sanitary conditions for a public pool is very important. And so having the right circulation, having the chemical distribution even, all those sorts of things are very important. And so we want our residents to be healthy when they're swimming in our pools.
Yeah. Excellent. And now where's this?
Well, this is the annex of Clubhouse 2, and people will remember that there were, I don't know, maybe 10 or 8 abandoned shuffleboard courts there. And they were all broken and uneven and stuff. They'd just been abandoned there for, I don't know, probably 20 years. I think during the building of the new clubhouse, or actually Village Greens, which is the clubhouse for the golf course, this was used, and there was a bunch of structures there for charging golf carts, because that was under construction.
Okay.
And so that was done 4 or 5 years ago, and it just sat there abandoned. And so we have removed that, and we're in design there for some very modest landscape improvements that will create sort of a park-like setting
that's great.
for people who attend events at Clubhouse 2 or at the pool there. And so we think that's going to be a great enhancement, because those abandoned shuffleboard courts look really, really bad.
Yeah, well, no, I think that sounds great what you have planned for that. That's perfect. And is this part of that? Oh no, this is something different.
No, that is a redo of the lawn bowling, and it's kind of a little bit of a sad story in that years ago we didn't select the proper vendor to do this.
I see.
And so I understand the concern, but there are really 2 companies in the world that do this.
Oh.
And they're both from Australia.
Oh.
And so I think 5, 8 years ago, they didn't want to contract with somebody from Australia, and so they hired someone who had never done this before, and they didn't do it right.
Okay.
And so now, guess what? The Aussies are here.
They're here.
And they're rebuilding these the proper way, because like I
Okay.
said, there's only a couple companies that do this, and they're from Australia. That's where they do a lot of this.
Right.
And so here we are. We're going to get it right, and I know that many of our lawn bowlers will be thrilled to get really
That's a lot of lawn bowling.
high quality squares back in the community.
Right. Perfect.
Really good stuff.
Very good. Oh.
Oh, this is
Those
nice
the bus-
too.
little
And I talk about this a lot and get a little bit of heat, but we've been driving these giant diesel buses around for decades. They're mostly empty, driving around the village, 2, 3 people on them. They seat 24 residents. We just have no need for that kind of a vehicle. They're expensive to run. They're diesel, they pollute. And so we're trying to phase them out to go with more electric vehicles, cars, vans, and this is our light bus that we're introducing into the community. You'll see this out and about pretty soon. And this is a 9-person bus that can serve a number of different roles, from running a fixed transit route around the community, but also taking 2 or 3 residents to a doctor's appointment or something. It'll do it all. And so we're going to get a number of these, but really focusing more on smaller electric vehicles. We want to, lessen our carbon footprint here, have quieter vehicles in the village. The diesel buses can be pretty disruptive at times. So That's kind of some of the stuff. There's
lot.
a bunch of other stuff. This is just the tip of the iceberg of what we're going to be working on next year. But I'm going to send out an e-blast on Friday that has basically the maintenance and construction work plans. We call them a project log for the two housing mutuals and GRF. And so you can look through, I don't know how many projects are there. There might be 75 or 100, maybe more. And you can look through those and see what they are and see what their status is, when they'll be complete, when they'll be started, you know, how much money we think they're going to cost.
Right.
And so certainly welcome residents to take a look at those project logs and give us your comments on things.
Perfect. Well, that is an awful lot of information that you've shared with us, and I'm really happy to know all about this since I'm new. This is perfect to know all of this.
Well, there's a lot going on here. It's a very busy place. Our residents have very high expectations, and so do I.
Right.
And so we're all working hard to make the village a better place and to really take care of a lot of things that were deferred in the past, but also to make it better for the future. And at the same time, let's watch the pocketbook.
Exactly. Exactly.
I'm very conservative fiscally, and I really do not want these residents to be burdened any more than they have to with maintaining and improving this community. But that said, I mean, we're sitting on $63 million worth of reserve funds, which is specifically set aside by our residents to fix these things.
Right.
And another $10 million in the facilities fund. So we have $75 million on hand right now with which to address many of the problems we have. Now, we won't ever spend that.
Right.
We like to keep a big reserve there in case there's an emergency or a disaster. You don't know what's going to happen. And so we're mainly a pay-as-you-go outfit. We take in money each year and we spend those. And if we can build our reserves up a little bit, we like to do that as well.
Perfect. Well, I appreciate all of the information. I'm sure our residents also appreciate it as well. Thank you. Very nice to have you on.
Well, thank you, Lisa. Welcome to the village.
Thank you very much.
All right.
And do watch us every Thursday for a village management update. And we'll be right back after this.
Individual care, specialized care. At Harvard Eye Associates, your vision and quality of life can be trusted to a group of specialists that provide advanced technology for the treatment of cataracts, including laser-assisted surgery, a broad range of intraocular lenses, and astigmatism correction. Come join the circle of care at Harvard Eye Associates, where the future of vision is today.
Well, the Emeritus Institute offers all kinds of different programs, different types of classes that you can learn from and benefit from. And there is one that maybe you haven't heard about. It's called Brain Health, and with me today is the instructor in that program, Allison Bleerich. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. Thank you.
And we should say that Carrie Walker also does this as well. And tell me about how this got started and what it's all about.
Well, Carrie and I collaborate quite a bit together, with her being part of Alzheimer OC, and I'm president of Cognitive Care Solutions. We decided that we wanted to disseminate more information about the importance of brain health and what we can all do to improve and keep our brain stronger for longer.
So what does the class entail?
When we started it, we wanted to take a little bit different approach. And instead of us being the instructors for every class, we wanted to bring in experts from the community and speak about different aspects of brain health and how to improve brain health and keep it at bay. And so we chose different topics that are relate to brain health and asked experts in the field.
So is this less of a class where people are doing assignments every week or something like that, and more of an informational type of program where you have guest speakers?
We have guest speakers every week from different therapists in the community, physicians, psychologists, representation from UCI Minds will be there as well.
That's a good program, yeah.
And we don't have assignments. It's mostly all education. And what we also wanted to do is develop the program in such a way that the first hour is all education. And they're learning different techniques, different tools. And the second hour, what was really important for us is for them to be able to take home what they learned.
Okay.
And not just know, okay, they learned and they heard statistics and they heard words.
Yeah.
But we wanted to say, okay, what can you do at home? How can you make it practical? So last week we had Lori Eber, she's a nutritionist, a wellness coach, and she spoke about different aspects of nutrition. And second half of the class, we had spiral makers, and so the participants came up and they were
Spiral makers. What's that?
you take vegetables and you can make noodles out of
Oh,
zucchini.
okay. Yes, we
And-
have one of those at home. I wasn't sure what you meant.
And so we taught them how to spiral the vegetables and make pasta out of zucchini or different types of vegetables, fruits,
Yeah.
and toss it up. And rather than having pasta, which is full of carbs.
Yeah. Oh, I see. Okay. Yes. Like I said, we have one of those at home. They're a lot of fun to use.
Yep.
And they make great, easy dishes at
Yes,
home.
yes.
Yeah. Really, really nice. What are some of the other things do you discuss and other tools that you give them to take home with? As far as brain health, it can be simply, reading a book or staying stimulated by maybe learning something new all the time, and keep going with that.
Well, for brain health, when I did the first class, we discussed different modifiable risk factors that are related to maintaining your brain health. And those are factors such as physical exercise, nutrition, getting proper sleep, doing the brain exercises, and socialization, and managing any type of stress, depression, and anxiety that you might have. And so we broke up all those different aspects and talked about why each one is important and what characteristics per different risk factor. With brain exercises, what you have to keep in mind, it's not just about doing a crossword puzzle or reading a book. There has to be variety to what you're exercising because you want to exercise each part of the brain, and you have to have a challenge.
Yeah.
So if you're simply just reading or you're simply doing a crossword puzzle and it's not challenging, it's not bad, but it's not that you're not getting the benefits. So you want to be able to make sure that you have a challenge. So a lot of it is educating about that because there are lots of thoughts about, well, I exercise my brain because I do crossword puzzles or I do word scramble or I play Sudoku, but it's a little bit more than just that.
Yeah.
So the first half of the class was educating about the modifiable risk factors, and the second part of the class, I actually brought in brain exercises, and they got a flavor to what those are all about.
Okay, what about also the use of having your devices, iPads and things like that, that have, just dozens and dozens and dozens of, I guess you could call them brain stimulating apps that are on there that, they're often puzzles or things you have to figure out to go on to the next step. We're not talking about like high-end, fast-paced video games. We're talking about things where you really, they're almost calming, but your mind is continually stimulated.
Right. That's a little tricky because a lot of our seniors don't like to use computers. And so that puts, when they have given that task to play some type of brain exercise on a computer or your phone or your iPad, it makes them more stressed and it causes anxiety. So certainly if that's going to be a problem, we don't want to recommend those type of apps. But if somebody is very adept to working on the computer, then yes, there are multiple. But there's games such as Scrabble that you can play, Words with Friends, and so there's lots of different games that you can play. But our concern is always, is that going to make a patient or a client of ours more anxious? Because for many of them, by the time they think of the answer, they're already 2 steps behind, and they don't know how to go backwards.
Oh, I see.
So it produces a lot of anxiety.
Okay. What other things that some of the speakers and you're going to be having coming up soon, and what other type of directions do you give them and tools?
We some of the speakers that we'll be having discussions will be on biological of aging, biology of aging, socialization and the importance of it. Also, end of life issues, how to plan for end of life.
Oh, okay. All right. So overall, this class really offers a lot. I almost hesitate to call it a class because it's more like a learning experience where you're really getting all these different kind of information that you can use in your life.
Exactly. There's nothing that we're doing that somebody can't take pieces of. And again, that's what we wanted to do.
Yeah.
We wanted to make it experiential and relatable. And so nothing, you know, that we're teaching them isn't doable. It's not things that they cannot put into effect into their own lives.
And the class is on Wednesdays?
Wednesdays from 9 o'clock to 10:50.
Okay, at Clubhouse 5.
Yes.
Do you still have room in the class, even though it started? Can people join, or they need to wait till next semester?
I believe we cannot add after this week.
Oh, that's right. You're into like the third week
Right,
now.
right.
Okay. All right, but check for it next time. Brain health, and of course, just go online to saddleback.edu/emeritus to find out more information. Allison, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
It's a pleasure. Thank you.
We'll be back.
Did you know that we are living longer, healthier lives than ever before? And did you know that social interaction, brain stimulation, and exercise improve your quality of life? Did you know the Saddleback College Emeritus Institute offers 200 tuition-free classes to older adults in South Orange County? With over 30-plus locations between Lake Forest and San Clemente, it has never been easier to take advantage of your third act of life. Sign up today.
Dr. Farman Cosmetic and Implant Dentistry is located right outside Gate 6 and has been keeping the village smiling for many years.
I trust Dr. Farman with all my dental procedures and all my dental work. Thank goodness I found Dr. Farman.
We have been serving the community of Laguna Woods for almost 20 years now. Come and visit us at Brilliant Smile for all your dental needs.
We are close to Gate 6, near Snooty Fox Restaurant, behind Coco's.
Did you know hearing loss affects more than just the ears? Hearing loss can impact interpersonal relationships as well as physical, psychological, and cognitive well-being. Straining to hear may cause stress, embarrassment, anxiety, and even fatigue. When all of this becomes too much, people may find that they isolate themselves to avoid conversations. Don't let hearing loss limit your lifestyle. Come visit us at Mission Audiology.
Life changes, but your routine doesn't have to. With Coastal Medical Alert, you are never alone. With Coastal Medical Alert, there are no hidden fees, setup fees, and your installation and activation of your device are absolutely free.
Coastal Medical Alert is a wonderful thing to have, and I wouldn't be without it.
Coastal Medical Alert, proudly serving the Laguna Woods community. Call today for more information.
Your body is made for work, play, and adventure. All the things that make life amazing. But when pain gets in the way, turn to Hoag Orthopedic Institute to get you back to doing the things you love. At Hoag Orthopedic Institute, we're experts at getting you out of pain and back to golf, running, or yoga. Whatever makes you, you.
At BreastLink, we offer our patients a variety of breast health services and breast cancer treatments. Our dedicated breast specialists assess each situation to determine the best course of action for each patient and personalize a treatment plan specific to you. The compassion and knowledge of the BreastLink team has helped us successfully treat thousands of patients. Allow us to deliver the care you deserve with the quality that you expect from a leader in breast health. Whether you need us now or later, we're always here. Visit us at breastlink.com.
Welcome back. Well, it's the end of the first month of 2018, and most home improvement stores are promoting organization and fixing up your home. But what do you plan to do about your inner and outer beauty? Well, we have Darla and Lori here from Laguna Health and Wellness to give us some ideas. Welcome, ladies.
Thank you.
Thank you. So, Darla, you're the owner, correct?
Yes.
Okay, so tell me a little bit about Laguna Health and Wellness, kind of from an overview.
So we believe in the body's health. We look at the body as a whole picture, and we look at the body as being able to heal itself. So we try to put the body into a healing state, and by doing that, we can relieve pain, we can create more activity, we can actually come into these later years of our life with a wellness factor and having a quality of life that we can enjoy these last years of our life.
Okay, so your services kind of have a range. Give me an idea of sort of what those are.
So we encompass everything. We do chiropractic, acupuncture, massage, reflexology. We have facials. We have some of the latest technology. What I really love about what our clinic does is that we have brought Chinese medicine and brought it with new scientific medicine. By putting those two things together, we use bioelectromagnetic therapy, which does fabulous things for blood circulation. A core belief of health and wellness is if you can get the blood to move, you can heal the body.
Right.
So we really address getting strong blood, getting the body active, and then we can go into beauty and wellness and flexibility, and everything works better when you start with the base.
Okay, and Lori, you are an esthetician, correct?
I am.
Okay, and so what are your responsibilities there?
So I provide facial services.
Okay.
So I will do customized facials for people that might have sensitive skin, anti-aging, acne. I even do teen facials.
Oh, great.
And then we also do the hydrofacial.
Right, which I know we'll be talking about later today, so I'll have you chime in then.
Okay.
Perfect. Darla, tell me a little bit about the pain management that you were talking about earlier.
So it goes, when clients come into my our clinic, I start by saying, let's talk about Body 101. We've all been educated about what we think that the body is, but often it's like, if you just take this pill, then our body will do what it's supposed to. Right. We have to be engaged with the healing process of our body. And it goes back to when we were talking about the circulation. I do different modalities of doing that by nutrition for the blood, nutrition for the body. We do as we're feeding the body, like I said, this it just left me. Oh. As we do the circulation things with our new technology, the blood starts to go. The people, they come in and their legs are swollen, they're discolored, and we can get the movement back into the legs. And when you get that movement back in, pain goes away.
Right, so you're addressing inflammation.
Inflammation.
Okay.
So inflammation is caused because blood doesn't move. So if you get the blood moving, inflammation leaves, the body gets strong, everything just works better. So then we go into the acupuncture, and the acupuncture gets the energy moving. Right. And once you get those two things going, then we'll check out the structure. When the structure is in line, then all of the pieces of the body are working, and it can take you into physical therapy, into our beauty, into all of the parts. So we really feel that when you come in, it is that one-stop shop that...
Would you consider Laguna Health and Wellness sort of a holistic approach?
Yes.
Okay, okay. So the acupuncture is considered a holistic approach, for sure. Now, when you have someone come in and you would recommend acupuncture, do you identify particular problems, or do you just do it all over?
So identify particular problems.
Okay.
And as we do different segments, I would love for you even to come in and meet our acupuncturists. We have a couple of them that are working there now. They both have been trained in China, so they're very aware of just of what that is, and they will have an in-depth conversation as to where is your pain, what do we need to do. I don't have pain, but I get acupuncture regularly because I do acupuncture facials.
Okay,
facelifts.
Very good. All right, well, we would like to talk a little bit about the hydrofacial real quick. Tell me just real quickly what it's all about.
Okay, well, the hydrofacial is a medical grade resurfacing treatment. And it's kind of, I call it like an all-purpose facial.
Right.
You get a deep cleanse, you get a little of an acid peel, and you get extractions, and then you also get an infusion of vitamins and antioxidants and hyaluronic acid. So it's a great, great facial because it covers a multitude of skin conditions, fine lines and wrinkles, brown spots, age spots, acne, rosacea, you know, any skin condition that you may have.
Right, and it was
it
super.
addresses.
And you guys had me out there, and it was super great, and I really enjoyed it. And I thought that my face feels great, the skin looks good, and my makeup went on really nicely. So I do appreciate you guys doing that for us. So thank you.
Great.
And thank you for being with us. This is super great to have you both, and hopefully we'll have you guys on again. And for you out there, their website is LagunaHealthAndWellness.com, correct?
Yes.
All right, very good, ladies. Thank you so much. And we'll be right back after this.
The Laguna Hills Lodge is very proud to have been awarded the TripAdvisor Award of Excellence for the last 5 years. Discover this family-friendly boutique hotel and enjoy our crystal clear pool and spa, beautiful gardens, and convenient location. Our designer upgraded rooms feature luxury comforts of much higher priced hotel chains and include free continental breakfast, parking, Wi-Fi, and more. We match the lowest price you can find online. Ask about our Laguna Woods special offer.
Managing your own medication can be stressful. For decades, we have watched you stand in line at your local pharmacy and battle with insurance companies, all to be left with the difficult task of organizing, managing, and remembering to take your medication. AmeriPharma offers a new way of simplifying the lives of you and your loved ones.
In previous years, I didn't require any prescriptions, but now I have to take about 7 or 8 due to various conditions. It's a management problem. My nurse told me about AmeriPharma's MedBox. I switched over. Boy, am I glad I did. It's really easy to use and it's solved all my problems.
Get your medications delivered to your door. You'll receive your pre-sorted MedBox that easily allows you to tear and take the required medication regimen at the plainly printed date and time. AmeriPharma MedBox, the new standard in medication management.
Did you know you can get up to 11% on your money? That's right, 11%. And your investment will be secured by real estate. Would you like to receive a check each month? Would you like to earn up to 11% secure? Would you like consistent returns knowing each month what to expect in your mailbox? Well, American Mortgage Fund is now offering up to 11%, paid monthly. 11% secured by real estate with American Mortgage Fund. It's a great way to earn high monthly returns. Call 1-800-359-1111.
Parkinson's disease is a neurological movement disorder affecting an estimated 1 million Americans, including many under age 40. The American Parkinson Disease Association is the largest grassroots network in the United States, working to help ease the burden and find the cure for those coping with Parkinson's. Visit apdaoptimism.org today to find out how you can help millions live with dignity and optimism. Your action today will help APDA put an end to Parkinson's disease.
Welcome to the Towers. As president of our association, I'd like to tell you about life here. Membership includes nightly open menu dinners, weekly housekeeping, on-call maintenance, and a range of on-site activities. Join our community of active, independent seniors. It's elevated living in a hotel-style environment. Visit us at towers@lagunawoodsvillage.com.
Well, with us right now is Jennifer Carmarker, the editor of The Globe, and it seems to be numerous other papers right now, right?
Now, yes. Several community weeklies for the Register.
Yeah.
I also oversee those.
Yeah,
so.
Busy lady.
Yes.
And the paper this week, the front cover, our clown college,
our
the clown alley,
lovable clown alley here in Laguna Woods.
Very cute.
They started. There's some wonderful photos of those folks over at Clubhouse 2. They started their introductory class for their 12-week session of Clown College, which happens every year. And I think there were about 10 of them that were starting the course to learn how to become clowns, basically. The Clown Alley in Laguna Woods has been giving the community laughs since 2000. Most residents have likely seen the colorful characters at local events and charitable organizations throughout the community. The 12-week session teaches new clowns the essentials of the trade and ends in April with a graduation ceremony. Lessons include makeup application, costume design, characterization, and fine-tuning of clowning skills. Yeah, so last year the Clown Alley had 45 clowns and they did 45 gigs, which is what they call their performances. During the alley's peak years, the clowns would go to nearly 100 gigs a year. They vary in ages, with a handful of them 90 and older. Some of the regular gigs include singing for the elderly at South County Adult Daycare Services, entertaining the Marines and their families at Camp Pendleton, and visiting children at local daycare facilities and schools. Bob Sherinian, he is a 300-pound, 6-foot-tall clown, ironically called Tiny, has been with the Clown Alley for about 13 years. He said he has made many friends through the Clown Alley. He said these people who moved into Laguna Woods have been takers most of their life, and now they're becoming givers. Clowning is a great way to give back, he said.
I like
Very
that.
good.
So maybe we should do clowning.
I think
we should try it.
No, I think I will pass on that.
I think we should try. Oh, come on, Ken. It'll be fun.
I can see you with a big red nose.
Don't you think?
Oh, yeah.
We should do that.
No.
We're going to do that next week.
No.
So in other news in the globe, as you know, we are welcoming a new face to Village
Thank
Television this week. And so we have a little story about Lisa. And she is, of course, joining Ken here on this day. She has 18 years of broadcast experience, and her most recent stint was with Discover Orange County, where she was executive producer and host
correct.
for 10 years. So welcome to the community, Lisa.
Thank you.
And we're happy to have you here. I think you'll be a great addition to the morning lineup here.
Great, thank you.
Let's see, do we have time for a couple more things?
Yes, we do.
Okay.
Yes.
Let's see, the City of Laguna Woods is seeking volunteers to fill in part-time as a City Hall receptionist. The volunteer staff provides service to the residents and the city by answering the phone, fielding questions, directing inquiries, and greeting visitors to City Hall. Many of the volunteers utilize extensive backgrounds and knowledge from their past careers to carry out the functions of the receptionist. Volunteers work part-time, and there are 2 shifts they can choose from, the 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. Shift, or the 1 p.m. to the 4 p.m. shift. Volunteers work regularly scheduled hours 1 day a week, and the schedules are developed on a monthly basis. So if you have a willingness to learn and think you might like something like this, you can call City Hall. You're going to call Yoli Trippy. She's the Deputy City Clerk. You can reach her at 949-639-0512. And we also this week have an article by our health columnist, Amy Osmond-Cook. You know Amy. She writes about fighting obesity. And she writes that between 2007 and 2010, more than 1/3 of elderly individuals were considered obese, with the highest prevalence between the ages of 65 and 74. She says obesity can affect several different body systems and is associated with diabetes, hypertension, high cholesterol, and heart disease. She talks about 3 things to know about obesity and how to fight it. And one of those ways to fight obesity, she writes, is to eat healthy foods. Everybody knows that. She says eating a healthy diet is a good way to fight obesity, but it's important to avoid breaking down lean body mass and losing muscle. So she says, talk to a doctor about the best way to burn stored fat. In general, she writes that a good diet includes extra protein, less starchy carbohydrates and fat, and she recommends that you include foods that are high in calcium and antioxidants like vitamins A, C, D, and E. And you can read more about what Amy has to say about fighting obesity in this week's Globe.
Some good information.
Good information.
Lots of stuff.
Yes.
Thank you.
Very good. Anything else?
That's what I got. So
okay.
Come on down and grab a Globe. If you don't get it delivered, we're open today 9 to 5.
All right, very good. And we're going to tell you quickly about the movies coming up. And on Friday, we have what has really become kind of a new classic, Beauty and the Beast. And this is the live action version of Beauty and the Beast. The original one was done all the way back in 1991. This came out last year, and it really has an excellent cast. Emma Watson, you know her, playing Hermione, if I can say that. Hermione, how do you say her last name?
Hermione.
Is Granger. Hermione Granger in, of course, the Harry Potter series. She does an excellent job. And here is the Gaston, played by Luke Evans. And also in this movie, Dan Stevens plays the Beast, Josh Gad plays LeFou, and Josh, you'll recognize him here. He's coming up in a lot of movies. He was the voice of Olaf in Frozen as well. Really, really well done. Emma Watson is in this, and Kevin Kline plays the character's father, Maurice, and probably about 4 or 5 extra songs are put into this. Really well done. So this will be your Friday movie. Then coming up on Monday, very different movie called Loving Vincent. And it tells the story of a letter that is being delivered to the last known hometown of Vincent van Gogh. It was destined for his brother, who actually passed away a few months after Vincent did. But they can't find him, so it goes off to his closest friend. And it really kind of shows his last days of life. That's what this movie is about. Interesting, it is the first time an animated feature has ever been done in all oil painting. And that is really interesting. 65,000 paintings were done for this production. So really unique, and I'm looking forward to that. I have not seen it yet, and it's something really different. Those are our movies coming up.
Great.
Got a lot of good ones as well coming up this month. Our weather looking good. I mean, you know, on one hand, I wish we were looking outside and we were getting some rain, but you know, not bad. You can at least have some early summer type weather here at the first day of February. It's going to continue all the way into next week. Maybe the difference is we'll get some scattered morning clouds, that marine layer like we did a couple days ago, but that's really going to be about it even all the way into next week. And you know, just go out and enjoy it, really. Around Orange County, everything's going to be in the upper 70s to maybe low 80s. Beach communities are looking good with an average of about 76 degrees. So even Big Bear is about 62 today.
Wow.
So warm weather.
Can't complain about
No.
that. Nope.
All right, we will see you tomorrow. And Jen, thanks for sticking with us.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, and get your globe downstairs and have a good day. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.